So do yourself a favour, check out the Carlisle Cult Cinema Club, and don't forget not just to rate it, but also to subscribe on YouTube or Facebook.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Carlisle Cult Cinema Club Presents, and it's directors, and I'm joined with Waugh. Sadly, Steve has said goodbye, but we are being joined by somebody else soon. The director of Shiver Me Timbers is going to be joining us as an occasional. But yeah, so we're talking about two of our favourite directors. Waugh's picked Richard Linklater. I've picked Sam Raimi. So we're just going to have a natter about them two, and films specifically is Waugh's picked Before Sunrise, and I've picked The Evil Dead. So I'll tell you what, choices. For a change, that's it. For a change, Waugh, let's start with you.
Yep, cool.
Oh, that's throwing you a bit, hasn't it? We don't normally start with me.
Yeah, well, no, that's all good. Yeah, it's a bit of a different dynamic when there's only two of us, I suppose. It's like directors. It was the first thing that I had when we were deciding we were doing directors was who do you pick? Because like there's a few that I obviously love. Modern ones, Mark McDonagh. I love pretty much all of his stuff, but I thought he hasn't done enough films really to get picked. And then stuff like classic directors like Francis Ford Coppola and people like that. But the one that stood out that I guess is a product of my age. I think because I'm 46 now. And when I was...
You old bastard.
I know, that's it. Fucking getting to that big 50. And when I was of an age, like a teen age, I watched Dazed and Confused, and it just blew me away. I just caught it accidentally when I was babysitting one night for some my parents' friends, and it just started watching it. It was on Sky or something, and I was like, "What is this? This is brilliant." It's before the internet and that, so I just kind of watched it to the end, and then I couldn't remember what it was called, and I spent like weeks trying to find out what this film was, so I could kind of watch it again, find out more about it, and then I realized it was Dazed and Confused, and that was me in on Richard Linklater. I've always said Richard Linklater, but before I did this. I ChatGPT'd it and asked, how do you pronounce his name? Because I thought I better get this right if I'm saying he's one of my favorite directors. It's actually pronounced Richard Linklater. So I've been saying it wrong.
Right, I've always said Linklater.
Yeah, I have too. So yeah, I've been saying it wrong all the time. But so yeah, I think he's definitely a product of my age. I think if I'd been, a bit older, it might have been John Hughes or something like that. It's kind of coming of age. Every generation has a coming of age director, don't they? And or a few.
Yeah.
And Richard Linklater, well, he was part of what we are, the Gen X kind of movie thing that happened in the 90s.
Big punk fan.
He was a big punk fan. Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that. Yeah. Yeah, him and Kevin Smith and people like that, they kind of had the youth orientated kind of disenfranchised youth cinema thing going on. Kevin Smith with his Mallrats and Clarks and stuff, Clerks, and Kevin Smith with Dazed and Confused and Suburbia and stuff like that. And that was the film that got me into it. Into him. He's made 25 full-length movies. I sat and went through IMDb, and some of them were like kind of short ones, and some of them were like. So I counted 25 as real movies, and I haven't seen them all, to be honest, because some of them I've just never really fancied. But that's the thing I like about him. He's got a range, and he keeps on coming back to films that I like, but then he'll do a few that I really don't like, which I'll kind of go through his films in a minute, and I'll kind of say the ones that really didn't click with me and the ones that did. But I've seen so I've seen 13 of them. No, actually, I've seen 14 because I watched one for the first time on the weekend for this. Um, but yeah. Um, so the one that I'll go through I'll go through his movies and then I'll stop at the big one that I'm going to talk about. Seems like the most kind of sensible thing to do. So I'll just find his credits. Um,
See, I had all this sorted, just one click, and I'm into everybody's bits and bobs, you see.
Before this started, we're talking about how I'm kind of a bit of a I've got like an old second-hand German laptop with a crap webcam, and he's got a brand new state-of-the-art iPad that connects seamlessly to everything. And he just so
And I
I
use
have
my
just
old
bought a new
iPad for my notes.
He's just surrounded by screens.
I am. Screens and
Um,
Godzillas.
yeah, Doctor Strange's.
Yeah.
Um, so obviously I'll just go by the stuff he's directed because that's what he's most famous for. Um, Going back to the beginning, his first one, again, one that I've not seen. It's called "It's Impossible to Learn to Plow by Reading Books." Um, it's one I do fancy seeing. It's kind of passed me by. I guess it looks like like an early Gen X kind of movie about a young guy just kind of wandering around talking to people. And those are the kind of ones that I like of his. The ones
Yeah.
which are very dialogue based, like conversations. Um, but not seen it. Slacker, I have seen. That was his next one. I think that was
That
had
was the
a
first film I saw of his.
was it? Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
it
seen
had a bit of a
Slacker on
buzz.
VHS.
It had a bit of a buzz about it, didn't it? I think it maybe got like in Cannes or something like that. It had like, um, but yeah, it kind of passed me by that one, and but I watched it after watching Dazed and Confused, and
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
went back to it.
I think it could have been on Pirate Video, actually. I've seen it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, actually, it might have been the same with me, because back then it was harder to get stuff, and um, I think it was. I think I got it like pirate. I was just kind of rooting out stuff like the first time I saw Reservoir Dogs and stuff like that. It was obviously pre-internet, so you just kind of
Mm.
you got stuff where you could, and yeah, I think I did too. Um, so that was 1990. Uh, 1993 was obviously Dazed and Confused, which is my favorite of his. I didn't pick it today because I've talked about it before, and it's the obvious one, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Um,
I've seen that
and
about 94 on VHS, Dazed and Confused.
94. I was on Sky when I saw it and I was babysitting. So it could have been, I would say maybe 95, I'd guess, probably when I caught it for the first time. Um, and then it just became this movie that when me and my mates, we'd all meet up. It was just a movie that was always on, that and The Thing, which we just rotated them
Yeah.
pretty much. Um, yeah, we all loved that. Um, his next one is the one I'm going to talk about a bit. Is Before Sunrise. So this one, 99, it was the start of a trilogy. It's a trilogy at the moment. There's possibly talk of a new one coming out, but I think that they've just there's not been a good enough script, apparently, that's come up to make a fourth one. But they've not drawn a line on it, so it might happen. And it's basically just two characters, really. There's no point mentioning any of the other cast because it's just Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy.
And Julie Depley.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so Ethan Hawke, I mean, he needs no explanation. He was in Explorers, Dead Poets Society, Gattaca.
And
He was in
Julie,
Nine.
she was in American Werewolf in Paris.
I didn't know. I only saw that when it came out, and I didn't particularly like it. So, and I wouldn't know she was then. So, until I looked on IMDb, I didn't know she was.
Right.
But she is in yeah. So she was in that. She was in Broken Flowers in a group chat the Carlisle Cult Cinema group chat, we were talking about Jim Jarmusch
Mm,
the other week.
yeah.
Uh, I'm not saying I'm a big fan of his. Most of his stuff leaves me a bit cold, but there is one film by him with Bill Murray called Broken Flowers, which is just brilliant, and she's in that. And she's also in the Three Colors trilogy, which I've never seen, but
No, I've never seen them.
I've just because it's one of those. It's probably going to be a bit wanky in French, but
Listen, wait a minute. This is coming from the wankiest film lover I know.
oh,
Waff
there's
always
wankier than
go
me.
well, yeah, but there's Waff does always go with the pretentious stuff where I'm more kind of B movie.
Yeah, that's a nice contrast, a nice contrast.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I've stuck it on my watch list. So so as wanky as it probably is, I've decided I have to see the three of them because they're just kind of very famous films that like a famous trilogy. But watched the
Doesn't
trailer
mean
for it
you've
the other
got
day.
to it doesn't mean you've got to watch them, the Waff. Just
I
because of
think
the
it does.
famous trilogy. No, it doesn't.
I think the best you should as a film fan, I should have seen all the big movies, all the big.
Well, as a fan of Richard Linklater later, you should have watched
Yeah.
all of his films if you know what I mean.
Um. Well, yeah, but some of them I don't like them all anyway. It's like I can tell the ones I'm gonna like and the ones I don't. It's kind of like but yeah, I can see that for picking him as my favorite. I probably should have. It was a bit late to kind of get them all crammed in before this podcast, but I probably should even the ones that I've never fancied. I should probably give them a go. I did start a couple, actually knock them off because I was just like I couldn't be bothered with them. Um, so he's very much not. It's not 100% record for him
But
with
he
me.
does dabble with mainstream and art house pretentious stuff. He goes between the two, and he has done
Yeah,
all right through his career.
yeah. I don't think I don't know. A lot of his stuff's particularly pretentious. Maybe like was it that Waking Life was a bit weird. That was one of the ones I turned off. Um, but like the di dialogue one. Well, I suppose depending on what you define
I'd
as
say
pretentious, the dialogue can.
the before trilogy is pretty you
Yeah.
know
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't call it pretentious. It's quite linear. It's not arty pretentious.
no
It's kind of there's no car chases in it. But
no.
it's maybe there should have been. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's very it's kind of just it's very like cognitive, I suppose. You just sit and listen to what they're talking about. It's listen to conversations
Yeah,
and stuff, um, rather than anything. But it's also the beauty of the city. Vienna is that was one thing when I was watching this the other day. I thought, and I've never thought about this before, but obviously one of my favorite films of all time is in Bruges. I love Bruges, and I think in like Bruges, the city is kind of the third character in that film, and I think Vienna is kind of the third character in this, alongside Delpy and Hawk. It's because it's a beautiful looking city.
it's like what
Um,
I say about films made in the kind of 70s and 80s set in the likes of New York or LA.
yeah.
They've
Oh
got that
yeah, like the
very
Woody Allen ones and
where
stuff.
yeah, the,
Yeah,
New York or LA is very much a character, especially
yeah,
New York in the films like Your Driller Killer or Taxi Driver or stuff like that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
more.
Scorsese definitely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? New York's as much of a character
Yes. Yeah.
as anybody in the film, and that's what I always say.
You can
So
tell
I get
that.
what you mean.
Yeah, you can tell that New York kind of scuzzy 70s. I mean, the Joker movie had that kind of. Well, it was kind of a homage to those kind of Taxi Driver, Scorsese
Yeah,
70s
yeah.
kind of movies. It had that kind of look, the yellow cabs
Not
and the.
not not a fan at all.
No, I remember you not being a big fan, but I mean,
Nah,
it's
not a big fan, just not a fan. Watched it and
no,
just
no,
thought, nah, it's not the Joker. It's not you know what I mean. It
yeah,
just I could see it had ripped off the likes of Taxi Driver, King of Comedy.
yeah.
You know what I mean, and mostly Scorsese's work, to be honest.
Well, I think he originally, well, he wasn't he a producer on it as well. I think that, and he got obviously got De Niro in. It was on
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
so that the one you just said. I can't remember the name of it.
King of Comedy.
King of Comedy, yeah, yeah. So playing a kind of similar kind of talk show
Na
kind of character,
talk
and he
show
gets
host, yeah.
yeah. It's so yeah, he definitely. I think he was quite blatant about it. Really, he was kind of like, yeah, I'm going to make a Scorsese type movie.
And I
But,
think that's why Scorsese walked away, wasn't it? Because it was too
was it
much like a Scorsese movie. I might be wrong.
right?
I might be wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, well, I didn't love it as much as everybody else, but I enjoyed it. I've watched it a couple of times.
And I've
Um,
never seen the sequel because I've heard it's really bad.
I watched that, and again, yeah, I didn't. It was okay. I didn't mind it. Um, it wasn't as good as the first one. Definitely, if you didn't like the first one, you definitely wouldn't like the second one. So,
No.
but it was okay. It was kind of it didn't add a lot to it. It was just going over a lot of stuff from the first one. It didn't kind of take it much further. So, but the musical stuff wasn't that bad. It wasn't like they didn't turn it into a Disney movie or anything. It kind of it worked, I thought, but it. But anyway, we digress. It,
Yes.
so so yeah, so Before Sunrise, the first of the Before trilogy. Um, Plot outline will be difficult. It's a simple premise. It's more focused around conversations, and like a lot of his, it's set over a day. He tends to do a lot of movies that set over 24 hours,
Mm.
unless you have Boyhood, which is set over like I don't know, like 10 years or something like that.
Something like that,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, that
And
was
isn't
what
he
actually
filming
one
a sequel to that?
to Boyhood.
I think so.
Oh, right. Oh, that'll be interesting.
I
'Cause I
might be
love
wrong.
Boyhood. I was
Yeah.
actually going to pick Boyhood, but I know how much you hate long films, so I thought I won't do that to PD. I'll pick a shorter one for him. But
And then I end up watching all three of the
watching all
before
three of them,
films.
sister. It's but Boyhood's another one of my favorites of his. So basically, the two main characters, Jesse and Celine, they're a couple of young Gen Xers on a train. Uh, and the meetup, just chance meeting, and he's going to Vienna, and he convinces her to just get off. Um, and they just kind of wander around the streets of Vienna for 24 hours. They go in, restaurants and bars and see the sights, and um, it's a romantic movie, really. It's kind of them kind of bonding and like kind of
Yeah.
and it's kind. I thought of this the other day. That, I don't know if anyone else has ever said it, but I think it's like the longest ever meet cute. It's like because it's like
Right.
an
It's a
hour.
it's a theatre piece, basically.
Yeah, you could do in the. I think you'd miss the Vienna. You'd miss the backdrop if you did it theatre, but it could work in theatre because of the heavy dialogue.
Mm.
But I think like that third character of Vienna, you'd have to do it in front of a big screen showing shots of Vienna in the background. But,
Well, they've done weirder.
well, yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, so it's for me, it's like it's the best one of the best examples of Linklater's works that I like over a short period of time, dialogue driven, he's very good at dialogue. It's he's a good at getting it sometimes sounds improvised almost, but it is scripted. Um, it uses a lot of long takes, um, but keeps your attention. It's a good kind of just kind of nice movie to watch, just about two young people, and it's nostalgic as well because it's back to the 90s, and it's like kind of my my decade really, the 80s and the 90s, but the 90s is when I was a teen, so I was kind of and then they're playing teenagers then as well. There's a good contrast between the two characters, Jesse and um, Celine. He's a brash, impulsive American. She's kind of a thoughtful and caring French, kind of direct French woman, and they make a good foil off each other. Um, it's so yeah, that's Before Sunrise. Forgot to look and see if it was on anywhere actually, but
No, I haven't myself.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be somewhere anyway to look at. I'll buy it on. I think it's an Arrow or Criterion. I've done a box set
It's
of it
it's
that I need to buy.
it
Uh,
in a way it's a bit of a love at first sight film.
First, Oliver First Sight. Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah, yeah. It's
especially with what comes after.
yeah, yeah. Each film kind of adds a new layer to the relationship. Um, the third one especially was quite different to the first two. It was a lot darker, I thought, tonally.
Yeah,
Um, I think you have a good feeling at the end of the first two. You don't at the end of the third one. It's still, I love them all, but it's kind of, and it's good to change things. You can't just do the same film. They meet up every few years and in a different city, wander around, and then bugger off for a few years.
yeah. Well, this is true, and obviously by the time you get to the third one, it tells you what happened at the end of the second one that we don't see.
Oh yes, oh yes, yes, yeah, yeah. There's a few nice little kind of twists, not big twists, but kind of like bits that just kind
Yeah,
of add up. Um, yeah, it's you kind of. I don't know whether he
bit of
had a
a bit of exposition to get you to
yeah,
the next film. Basically, this is what happened.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It feels. I don't know whether he had the three planned out before or whether he's just done them off the hoof each one, but they certainly the flow well. They don't feel patched on. All three feel like they deserve
And
to
none
be
of
in the
them made
trilogy.
money.
No, no, it doesn't surprise me. It's not the kind of film that's gonna um, get bums on seats in cinemas, really. It's
I think
but
it's
there
the
won't be.
lowest gross. Low, Before Sunrise is the lowest grossing film to get a sequel.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That really there must be like kind of.
that's what was in the documentary. So I watched the documentary
Oh,
as well.
oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah,
right. I'll have to check that out. About the before film. Oh, the Richard Linklater one.
the
The
original.
Linklater one.
Yeah, yeah,
Ah, right. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. It's kind of. But saying that, I bet it didn't cost much to make, I suppose. So how much?
no,
All three of them must have been fair. They're all kind of on location. Just take a couple of cameras and Delpy and Hawk and just bang it out in a few days.
basically, yeah.
Uh, so um, so I'll just fly through his other ones. So after Before Sunrise, you did a film called Suburbia. Again, another Gen X one. I've seen it a couple of times. It's middling. It's all right. But it's not brilliant. Um, the Newton Boys,
I like
which
that.
was yeah, it was good. I watched that for the first time recently. Actually, I think is that a true story? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't.
Based on a
No, it
true
doesn't say it's a
story
true
about
story.
The Newton boys
Ah, I
were the
thought it was.
only they robbed more banks than anybody, but the reason they're
Yeah.
not that as famous is because they didn't kill anybody.
Ah, yes, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a good film that. Yeah, good cast as well. Like Matthew McConaughey, Ethan Hawke again, Vincent D'Onofrio, Skeet Ulrich. I forgot he existed. It's yeah,
Yeah,
he was. So that year that was out in '98. Yeah, that would have been his heyday, I suppose. Um, Waking Life, which is the one that I started to watch, then just kind of did off. Well, it just wasn't working for me. It's
no,
it's one of the ones he did a couple where he does animation over real film, um, and it
rotoscoping.
just is that what it's called? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's what
Um,
the original Lord of the Rings was done with as well. That's how I know about rotoscoping.
oh right. Oh yeah, I remember that. Ah yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I suppose yeah. Um, his next one was Tape, which was again just a kind of simple um, one with I think it was Uma Thurman. Yeah, just three people
yeah.
in the entire movie. That was all right. I enjoyed that. Um, but not again, not one of for me, not one of his best. Now the next one is the one that I really didn't like, that most people would probably know, and that's School of Rock. It just
Oh, I like School of Rock. I think it's great fun.
yeah, most people it's just kind of it's like because I love Darren
It's
Aronofsky,
like,
and it's like when he did The Wrestler. That's probably like one of his biggest films, but I didn't really like The Wrestler because I like his more
yeah,
weird,
yeah.
weird, pretentious stuff. And like School of Rock, I don't like Jack Black as well as part of it. I think he does kind of irritate me. Um, there's just something about him. Um, I mean, it's not a bad film. Lots of people like it. It's just me really, but yeah, it's not one of my favorite Linklater. I've only seen it once, so I don't think I'll watch it again. But, so then he did 2004. He did the sequel to Before Sunrise. He did Before Sunset. Um, and it's again we've kind of talked about that. Just kind of continues the story. Let's see, is it a couple of years
Yeah.
later, something like that?
No, it's
Yeah.
set 10 years later, 9 years later.
Is it 9 years later? Ah, right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a couple of years since I watched it, but yeah, it's yeah, no, it's but yeah, some good revelations in it. Um, the next one's Bad News Bears with Billy Bob Thornton, which I've not seen.
Great film. Oh,
Is it? It
great
kind of
family.
looks.
It's a
It
family
does look
comedy,
kind of fun. Yeah,
but
I think I do. I
it's a
need to check that
remake.
out. Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah. The Bad
Oh,
News
I didn't
Bears
know
was
that.
made in the 70s. And I think there was three or four of them.
Ah,
Bad News Bears Japan and all that, man. Honest to God, great stuff. Walter Matthau was in the
right.
originals.
Oh, right. What's the
And
matter?
if you've never
Right.
seen them, really find them and watch it before you watch the Linklater version.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, when I was looking through this list, I was like, that's a film I should have watched. It looks like good fun. Um, but yeah, it's got Greg Kinnear's in it as well. He's in the next one, which is the one that I watched at the weekend of his, which was 2006's Fast Food Nation.
I've
Um,
never seen that one.
um, I if you eat meat
Yeah.
and you don't want to be put off eating meat, then I'd advise skipping it because it's basically at the end of the film, I Googled to see if Linklater was a vegetarian, and he is. He's
Oh,
very
well,
much a
there you
vegetarian,
go.
it was so this film is basically just putting you off meat. It's like it's telling some interesting stories. It's about how corrupt the meat industry. It's a comedy as well. It's some funny bits. It's a few different little interrelated stories based around a meat packing factory. Um, but it's just saying about how corrupt the meat industry is in America and stuff. But the last bit is basically it's 10 minutes on the kill floor of a abattoir, and fuck it, I didn't eat for a couple. I didn't eat for a couple of days after. I couldn't do it. Like it's fucking
Bring
grim.
me a
Like
burger, slap its ass, and stick it on the plate.
no, after you see that, so just watch the last 10 minutes of Fast Food Nation, and then eat a burger a day. It's
Not a problem.
right. Okay. Um. Okay. The next one was 2006's A Scanner Darkly. Again, one I haven't seen. I think that's a Philip K. Dick one, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's rotoscoping, and it's got Keanu and Robert Downey Jr. and oh, what's his name?
Oh yes. Oh, Winona Ryder.
Yeah,
Um.
good cast.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't a
Yeah.
fan myself. I'll be honest.
No. That's yeah. It's just a Philip K. Dick movie. I should and a Linklater one. I should really get that watched as well. Um. Then he did one called which that definitely passed me by. Called Me and Orson Welles in 2008. It's got Zac Efron in it. Uh. And Claire Danes. So yeah, I don't know a lot about this one, but it's about Orson Welles. That's
Yeah,
it. Um, Bernie again with Jack Black, which I have seen. It was all right. It wasn't again. It's maybe Jack Black put me off it, but it's again not one of my favorite Linklater ones. Um, 2013, he did Before Midnight, which is the last one at this moment of the Before trilogy,
mm.
which again I thought was really good. Uh, then he did a few films that I really enjoyed. Boyhood, again, it's one of my favorites of his. Again, it's set over, I think it's 10 years, and he's just, for anyone that doesn't know, he's filmed this boy who's a kid in the first part of the film, um, and it's kind of him growing up, and then he comes back like about 5 years later, films some more, and then comes back and films some more, and it's all edited together into one film. Uh, like really well. So it's got like Ethan Hawke again in it, and he's the dad, and just the kind of growing pains and tribulations of this kid, and then it's got a great soundtrack, and it's a brilliant film, brilliant film. Um, then he did Everybody Wants Some, which I love.
Yeah, I
It's
like
a
that. It's
spiritual,
basically a sequel to, yeah, spiritual sequel
yeah,
to Dazed and Confused.
yes. That's how he described it, a spiritual sequel. It's Dazed and Confused, the college years. So I think Dazed and Confused was based on his time in high school, and it was set in the 70s. And then Everybody Wants Some is based on his time in college, set in the 80s. So the soundtrack moves to 80s. He does good soundtracks as well. I should have mentioned earlier. Dazed and Confused is a fantastic soundtrack, and Everybody Wants Some is too. He then he then he then did Last Flag Flying, which is really good as well. It's kind of it's a sequel to, is it The Last Detail, with Jack Nicholson, but it's
All right,
not.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like it kind of, I think it's again, it's, I don't think it's an official sequel, but it kind of is at the same time. Um,
Mm,
uh, and yeah, The Last Detail is a great film, but from the 70s, I guess, the mid 70s, something like that.
yeah. Randy Quaid.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Um, but yeah, Last Flag Flying is very good. Uh, Where'd You Go, Bernadette, 2019, which I haven't seen, I have to admit. But it's got Kate Blanchett in it, so it's always worth a watch. Uh, and then this was another one that I stuck on, and it just wasn't grabbing me. Apollo 10 and a half, a space age adventure. Again, another rotoscope one, I think.
Yeah,
Um, about a kid during the space race. I don't know, maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it. It was okay, it was engaging enough, but it just didn't grab me. I'll maybe go back to it.
yeah.
Um, then he did Hitman, which I watched, which was good fun, comedy, um, with Glenn Powell in it. Just kind of when he was like, this was, when was this? It'd be 2 years ago or something like that. Yeah,
2 years
2 years ago,
ago.
2023. Um, yeah, and yeah, it's good fun, good comedy kind of uh, like gangstery kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
but yeah, it was enjoyable. Uh,
It's
and
basically
then
the
up to,
that little story in True Romance with Bill Paxton's character,
Mm.
who says he's a secret
Oh
agent and
yeah,
all that. It's
yeah.
that blown up into a full blown movie.
No, I suppose, yeah, I've never thought about it like that. Yeah,
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 womanizing, says he's a secret agent, and it's all.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He maybe has took a nod from that, uh, extrapolated it. Um, Yeah, and then the next two I haven't seen, which are out this year, and I haven't seen them because I couldn't get a hold of them or get to see them at the cinema, and that's Blue Moon and Nouvelle Vague. Um, and that brings us up to uh, him up to date. He's doing an untitled Bill Hicks biopic, which I'll be very interested to watch because
Yes,
I
I'll
love a
be
bit of Bill
be
Hicks.
interested
So
in seeing that because I like a bit of Bill Hicks. Do I?
yeah, legend, absolute legend. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, so that's it. Richard Linklater, someone I love, and see over to you and Mr. Raimi.
So Sam Raimi has made 18 films so far. He's done a few TV shows and things like that, but 18 films, starting with It's Murder, which was way before The Evil Dead. And he's got a new one coming out soon called Send Help, which I've just
Oh, I watched the
watched the
trailer for that.
trailer for yesterday.
Look
And
good. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it does. It looks the part of that. But yeah, is a director who, I seen. his first kind of breakthrough film, The Evil Dead,
Mm.
when I
Yeah.
was 9 year old.
Yeah. What age
Yeah.
would I be? I'd be a little bit older, but I'd still be massively underage. But I don't think I was quite 9, maybe 11 or
Um,
something. I saw it.
I got taken to my dad's mate's house, John
Yeah.
Jemison, who owned a video shop,
Oh, yeah.
and and my dad sat us down while he was talking to John, sat me down with John's son Alan to watch The Evil Dead while they were in another room, while it was
Yeah.
getting pirated off of first generation, so it'd never been shown before. So my
Right.
pirate copy was absolutely mint quality,
Oh,
on a
that's
brand
good
new
news.
tape and all that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, sat there, 9 year old, and it blew my tiny little mind. Already, we know the story, the Dawn of the Dead story, not going into that. But then this was, I'd watched, Cannibal Holocaust and the likes of, and other video nasties. Then I got to see The Evil Dead, and it was absolutely amazing. As me and Clive have mentioned before, punk rock's in filmmaking at its
Mm.
the highest degree, and
Yeah.
it is just everything about it you'd never seen before.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a lot that kind of that camera angle along the ground and stuff, and
Yeah,
from the point of view of the deadite or spirit or whatever it is that's kind of moving is it's quite something. And yeah, guerrilla
but no,
filmmaking, I think.
yeah, proper guerrilla filmmaking.
Yeah.
Bunch of mates in their late teens, early 20s,
Mm.
out in the woods making
Yeah.
a film.
Yeah.
And I recently interviewed Tom Sullivan, who
Oh,
did
yeah.
all the special effects,
Yeah.
and he was telling us, that end sequence where they're all bursting out of the backs and stuff like that took
Oh, yeah.
months for them to film, and all
Yeah.
that claymation animation,
Mm.
which was fantastic. I still think looks brilliant today
Yeah.
because it gives
Yeah.
it that unworldly look.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we couldn't have done it any other way. And just Sam Raimi,
No.
he hadn't his films had an energy, and
Mm.
especially The Evil Dead. And seeing at that
Yeah.
age and going back to school the next day and telling,
Yeah.
I've seen this film, The Evil Dead. It's unbelievable. It's coming out on VHS soon.
Yeah.
Um, and it was just like something else. And then it would be watched on just about a weekly basis
Yeah.
when we had
Yeah.
our own copy.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and I can remember when then obviously it became a video nasty.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
So was that
ended up on the
was it
uh,
released? Was it out a bit before it was on the nasties list, or was it?
yeah, not long before, but it was
Yeah.
basically released the year prior
Right.
to
Right.
84 when the nasties list
Ah,
came
so
into
much.
effect, so to speak. It
So a
was
few
one of
people
them.
managed to see it legally first.
Yes, yes. And as I say, my dad's pirate copy he rented his pirates out. He made his money from his tapes.
Yeah.
Um, and it got rented out a few times, but the quality of that tape was always bang
Yeah.
on. And I ended up with an original, um, as well back in the day, just after the Nasties debacle, as I like to call it, happened.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
my dad managed to pick up a copy of it for the fiver, which back then a
Right.
fiver was quite a bit of money.
Oh, I
Um,
suppose. Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah,
back
it's
in
still.
what 1985-ish, I
Mm.
think 84, 85 when he picked it up. It
Ah.
later got not long after it got found not guilty of being a video nasty, and it was taken off the list and
Oh, right.
re-released.
Okay.
Yeah, re-released back onto VHS, and
Right.
there's VHS copies of it with you know back and off the nasties list and all that kind of thing.
Was that
Um,
edited then? Presumably, I would have thought. Or censored.
no, not really. Well, there was a
Right.
slight edit to it, yeah, but nothing major. Um, and it was everything about that. Obviously, that tape as well with the Graham Humphreys artwork on the cover, and
Yeah.
then it just matched everything that was going on in the film perfectly. You know,
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell's,
Yeah.
even though they were all kind of amateur actors, Bruce
Yeah.
Campbell's performance as Ash was superb. The
Oh yeah. Yeah.
effects were completely on the money. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Sam Raimi used his own concoction for the blood.
Oh, I think you've maybe told me this before. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you watch the podcast with Tom Sullivan, he tells you what it is.
Yeah.
And he was putting in some blue food coloring and stuff like that to get rid of the orange tinge
Right. Right.
that a lot of
Yeah,
fake blood used to have.
well, that's the thing.
Um,
It's that when you look back at like the 70s and early 80s, fake blood did not look a lot like blood at all. It was very kind of runny, and it was would be kind of mid 80s where it actually started to look a bit more kind of like something organic that like thick and kind of
that's it. Well, apart
yeah.
from with the Evil Dead, where Sam had done his stuff, and it's that nice
Yeah.
dark red,
Yes. Yeah.
um, that claret, lovely claret color. And yeah, he just, his camera angles, the way it was shot, how frenetic the action was in that small
Mhm.
area where they filmed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Then years later, you find out the techniques they'd used. Like they dug down about 4 or 5 feet into for the basement stuff.
Oh, all right.
They created
So,
that. Yeah, there wasn't a basement there. It was filmed elsewhere.
oh, right. I see. So they could, yeah, so they
Y-
could put someone in to kind of
Yeah,
open the door and look through and stuff. Yeah.
that's it. That's it. Yeah. So all very, very clever. Bruce Campbell became an icon. Ash became one of the
Mhm.
greatest anti-heroes in cinema history. Because
Yeah.
he's not a hero. You know what I mean? He's a coward, really, until you get to set of
Yeah.
balls, really, at the end of Evil Dead 2, which is basically a remake, because Sam couldn't get the footage to do this is what happened
Yeah.
previously, as they used to get in films.
The
So
first
it
half of
done that,
Evil Dead 2 is a remake of Evil Dead 1, isn't it? And then,
yeah,
and
about the first 20 minutes or something like that.
yeah.
Then it goes into the
Yeah.
mainstream Evil Dead 2. I say he's made 18 films and I've seen them all. Um,
Yeah.
It's Murder was his first, which was a student film, which is how he met Tom Sullivan from a screening, and Tom Sullivan done a poster for him. Then
Oh,
Within the Woods, which was the proto Evil Dead. It's what
oh,
they
okay.
made. They made this film to go show investors this is what we're planning on making. And again, Tom
Oh, yeah.
Sullivan did the effects for that. Then obviously the Evil Dead came out, which just blew everybody away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's still one of the greatest horror films of all time. It's still up
Yeah.
there. Our personal one because we voted in this club.
Well,
Uh,
it was Dawn of the Dead, actually. You keep
oh, it was
getting it
Dawn of
to,
the Dead. Yeah, sorry. I always,
for which you
yeah,
voted.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, then there was Crime Wave, which a lot of people didn't kind of get and didn't like. Bruce Campbell back playing the heel, and yeah,
Mm.
it's a very different film. It's a comedy, murder mystery kind of thing, um,
Yeah, I
and
haven't
it's
seen that one.
worth watching. Um, which yeah, if you've not seen it, do it's nuts, and you'll understand why. Then the Evil
Yeah.
Dead 2, which
Mm.
brought more of the insanity of the Evil Dead and expanded on the character of Ash. Um,
I think yeah,
Darkman
you kind of, it becomes more kind of cartoon like in the Evil Dead 2, and that's kind of I kind of like, he was great in the first one, but I kind of for me the Ash that you see now is I think was really he really
is
came
more like,
into in the
yeah,
second one. The kind of the slightly
yeah,
tongue-in-cheek kind of Bruce Campbellness of him kind of came through more in the second one.
which it used to
So
go back and forth between Evil Dead 2 and Evil Dead, which was my favorite at the time, but
yeah,
it can only be the Evil Dead. The more,
no, that's
over the
fair enough.
years, as the years have gone by, the more I've realized actually the Evil Dead is the film. It got me into it all.
No,
And
that's
yeah,
understandable, I
so
think.
Then he reinvented the superhero movie with Darkman,
Oh yes, yeah,
which with Liam Neeson playing the Darkman, and
yeah.
it's superb, and
It's
that's the
good.
reason. Eh?
I haven't seen it in a good while, but yeah, it's a good film. Yeah, no,
Oh
I
yeah,
need to
well
give it
he
a.
wanted to make the Shadow,
That's
but
right. Yeah, I think
he
you
couldn't
maybe
get
told
the
me that.
rights, so he ended up creating his own character, and he just again you see all his all that stuff that he made with the Evil Dead, all them camera flourishes and all that, they're all present in just about every single one of his films.
Yeah.
Um, then it was Army of Darkness, kind
Mm.
of that trilogy comes to an end for now, and just brilliant. And we all wanted more Evil Dead and Army of Darkness. Then he
Yeah.
went down the Western route, Quick and the Dead, and what a cast
Oh
that
yeah,
had.
that was really good.
Um, yeah, I mean Gene Hackman, Sharon Stone, Russell
That's right. Yeah.
Crowe, Leonardo
Mm.
DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Sharon Stone paid for Leo DiCaprio's um, part herself because they didn't want to
Oh, did he?
put him in. Yeah,
All right. Huh.
because I think at the time Hale have only made Critters 3.
All right. I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it'll be
So,
the other way around now. He should be paying for Sharon Stone to be in his films. It's-
and then there was the found money film, A Simple Plan, with Billy Bob Thornton and that, and Bill
Oh,
Paxton.
there's
They find some money in a plane.
mm.
And then For Love of the Game, which is his sports film, with
Mm.
Kevin Costner, I think, is in that one. Is it Kevin Costner? I'm doing this off the top of my head. I'm just opening up IMDb to have a quick look.
Yeah, it's not
For
one
the
I've
Love of
seen.
the Game is a great film, and I'm sure it's golf with Kevin Costner and um, oh, what's the actress's name? Um,
Dame Edna?
oh no, not Dame Edna. Um,
Still a black.
Kelly Preston. That's it.
Ah, yes. That
Jenna
was going to be my
Jenna
third
Malone's in
guess.
that.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a good film. It's very different, but he was a baseball fan, so and he got to use a lot of those camera flourishes that he
Mm.
did in his other films as well. Following the ball and things like that. He's got a
Ah,
very
yeah.
distinct kind of filming style, has Sam. I will say that. You know what I mean? You can see that Evil Dead in just about every film he's made, I think, in
I
some
think
way.
the one you can see it in the most for me after the obviously the three Evil Dead films is Drag Me to Hell.
Yes.
That really feels kind of like a continuation in style from the Evil Dead. So you're right, they've all got a bit of him in them, but that particular movie just kind of feels very in that world.
Yeah. And then in 2000 he did the Gift, which is like a
Oh yes,
supernatural horror with Kate Blanchett, Katie Holmes, Keanu,
yeah. Keanu plays a bad
Giovanni
guy.
Ribisi. Yes,
It's very
that's right.
disconcerting seeing Keanu Reeves being an utter bastard. It's like he's kind
Yeah, I
of
think
very
he's
off
played him
character.
a bad guy in a couple of films. Then he
That's good.
done the Spider-Man trilogy, which helped
Mm,
put, you know, Marvel Comics up in the air after the
yes.
X-Men. And then there was the
Yeah.
Spider-Man trilogy, which it was 2002, 2004, 2007, and sadly the third one, too much studio interference. It's not Sam's film, and
Mm,
you can tell because he
right.
wanted to
Yeah.
do the Vulture and
Oh,
Black
okay.
Cat.
Oh, right. Oh, so they did completely
Yeah,
changed it.
yeah, and it was the
Yeah.
studio wanted Venom in,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
I can see
which
why. I
was
suppose Venom's like a pretty cool character, but like let the director choose who the fuck he wants. Like, it's
exactly. But you'd think the guy who'd made two very successful Spider-Man films and
yeah.
Spider-Man 2, what a
Mm,
movie that is.
yeah. It's brilliant. Yeah.
You
Fantastic.
know what I mean? It's still to this day, what, 20 years later, one of the best superhero movies out there.
Yeah. 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 It's a fantastic film.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? then after the Spider-Man films, 2009, Drag Me to Hell, which was his
Love
first
that.
kind of proper horror in a long time. All the way since Army of Darkness, really.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and even Evil Dead when you go serious horror because there's very little humor in it. There is humor in there,
Yeah.
but um, and it's a
Yeah.
great film. Um,
Yeah. I love that film.
lassie a bit downbeaten at work, denies an old woman an extension on a
Yeah.
mortgage, and she curses her. And some great Gru effects in it, and
Yeah, the goat
plenty
and
of yeah,
and when the
the
old
old
lady
woman
attacks her in the car, is it? That's pretty.
spewing on her and all that kind of thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Then he done Oz the Great and Powerful, which was I really liked that, enjoyed that.
I
Bruce
really liked
Campbell
it too.
back in there.
James Franco,
Yeah,
Zach Braff, was it? Yeah, I watched that as a trilogy. I watched because I've also loved Return to Oz. So me and Jess once sat and watched. I mean, I know they're not technically linked, but we watched that one. Then we watched The Wizard of Oz, the original, and then we watched Return to Oz as like a trilogy. Um, I suppose we'd have to watch Wicked now if we were going to do them all. But
oh dear. And
uh,
obviously, Return to Oz, my cousin done all helped build the
that's
animatronics, TikTok and things like that.
that's
Um,
cool because Return to Oz is still my favorite. And any Oz-based film, Return to Oz is my favorite. It's got this
right,
beautiful
the original,
darkness to it that I love. Yeah, you prefer the original?
the original, just because that fond memory of it appearing on TV all the time and watching it and enjoying it, and
Yeah, yeah, it was a proper
growing up
Christmas
on the
film, wasn't
kid.
it? Stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
it was Easter, Christmas, you name
yeah,
it. If there was a holiday, bank holiday
yeah,
weekend, Wizard of Oz would get
yeah.
fired on somewhere across the
That's
three or four
that's
channels when
true.
we got them.
Yeah.
Um, and then he directed a bit of TV. Ash versus the Evil Dead. Ash came back 2015. He directed the pilot, which
Mm.
was just fantastic. And then the last film is made up until this new one that, well, he's made it obviously now, but Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness,
Ah, yes, of course. Yeah,
which was my one of my films of the year, 2022, wasn't it? Had to be
yeah,
Sam Raimi and Doctor Strange. Oh, pardon me.
yeah. No,
Making up
I really enjoyed that. Kind of bit of a Doctor Strange, but like a darker angle on it and stuff. So it was a bit of that kind of
Zombie
rainy
Strange and
darkness.
all that.
Yeah, that's it.
And it got
Yeah.
a bit lambasted at the time because Marvel's been going through a bit of a hard
A lot,
time.
a lot of the ones at that point did. Some of them kind of deservedly, but a lot of them not deservedly. I think
It done them.
after Endgame, I think a lot of people were just kind of where'd you go from here, and they kind of, I mean, you can't go up from Endgame. You can only really go down or to the side, or
Yeah,
and I think it was just kind of a bit. A lot of people either gave up or they just kind of they were hoping for something as good as Endgame. But I mean, come on, it took 25 films
yeah,
or something to get to that.
yeah.
It's
And Endgame was just superb. 10 years it had taken to get to Endgame, I think it was.
yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah, a lot
10
of
and
films.
about 16, 17 films, maybe a few more.
Oh, is it that?
Um,
Yeah, I had
yeah,
25 in my
something
head,
like
but that's
that.
probably where we're at now or something. It's yeah,
Yeah, something like that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next for the Marvel Universe because Thunderbolts was excellent. Fantastic Four
yep,
was really good. Um,
yep, yeah. Really enjoyed
New
both of those.
Spider-Man will probably be good because that's the last film out before Doomsday.
Mm.
Um,
The Daredevil
looking
series was really
forward.
good as well.
Yes, yeah.
That was
Um, and I enjoyed the Marvel Zombies that's just been on as well.
oh, I haven't watched that. I have to admit, I haven't
Yeah.
watched a lot of the animated stuff. I
Oh,
know I
the
should do
Friendly
recently.
Neighborhood Spider-Man was excellent. That was a
Right. Yeah.
Spider-Man cartoon that just came out. Doctor Strange appears in that in quite a few bits as well.
All
Um,
right.
but yeah, and then Sam Raimi um has got one more film coming out early next year. I believe it's January next year.
Mm.
Send Help. Now this looks quite interesting. Um, Bloke who's a bit of a knobhead, the woman's boss,
Yeah.
Dylan O'Brien plays Rachel
Mm.
McAdams' boss, who's very much downplaying things at the moment.
Yep.
She's uglied up, shall we say? She's become a no-go
Yeah.
for this
So
one.
that long way from a Mean Girls character, I suppose.
Yes, yes. and she's getting put upon by a boss. They're in a plane crash. They end up on a um, desert island. He's been injured, and she's the one who knows how to,
Yeah.
do the do. Very similar in a way to that
Triangle of
one you,
Sadness.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the other one I mentioned, which I've now forgot, um, the 50s one. If you
Yes,
remember,
because when you
I meant,
watch Triangle of Sadness, you said it was a lot
yeah,
based on that.
it was
Yeah.
basically the Admiral Crichton, the
Oh, that's right.
Admiral
Yeah, I can remember you telling me
Crichton,
about that.
that's it,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
a
it's kind of.
superb film if nobody's ever seen it.
Yeah, I'll have to give that a watch. It's a good concept,
Yeah,
really. You've got like it's the social, well, not social status,
it's
but the boss.
well, it is. It's
It's
a
the word.
social status, a switch.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yes,
But
yeah,
this looks
especially on
like
Triangle.
it's a very darker.
Yeah,
This
it looks
looks
like
like
it's a
it's
horror,
very
doesn't it?
much
It looks
darker.
like she's going to go properly feral at some of the clips in the trailer. Look, it,
Yeah.
but it's no, I think it'll be interesting because looking at the trailer, I was like, I wonder if you kind of because you start off hating him in the trailer, and then at the end, it looks like she's going to be probably going after him. Whether maybe you start to feel sorry for him and you're hoping he escapes. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens. But hopefully, there'll be lots of surprises. You don't want to pick everything up from the trailer.
No, no, and that's us up to date with old Sam, but it's that first cinema film, proper cinema film he made, The Evil Dead, way
Yeah,
back, late 70s, early 80s, bunch
yeah,
of teens and early 20s thrown together
yeah,
in a shack to make this film,
yeah.
which
A cabin in the
is,
woods.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is still as relevant a horror film because there's another sequel coming, Evil Dead Burn, next year.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
as relevant today as a horror film as it was, nearly 50 years ago.
Oh, it's
Well,
definitely
just
had
over 40 years ago now, 42 years ago, something like that.
huge influence on horror. Like not even just the direct remakes or reboots. Like like, there's a lot of very similar kind of cabin in the woods kind of
Oh, yeah.
films that have clearly taken a lot from it. So yeah, it's
The
like
Book of the Dead, all that kind of thing appears
mm,
in a lot of films. And you
yeah,
see some people now again trying to steal that kind of Evil Dead point of view shot. But you know where
yeah,
it all
yeah,
came from? It all came from Sam.
yeah, yeah. No, no,
It's
it's a hugely influential movie.
because the
Absolutely.
Coen brothers were involved in it as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were worked on set with him in some kind of capacity, didn't they? I
Yeah,
can remember
they
a
worked
bit.
with the cameras and stuff like that, and they were part of that
Right.
team with
Yeah.
in the swamp with waders on,
Mm.
um, with the camera making it look cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so there we go. Our two of our favorite directors. I
Yep.
nearly picked Mario Bava. Was a close call for
Oh
me.
yes.
And
Yeah.
I know Waff will have watched none of his films.
Only ones you forced me to watch, maybe. But have you forced me to watch any of his films?
I don't think I have. I mean, Mario Bava is not a force. Mario Bava is a king of cinema, and
Mario
Spielberg
Bava.
and everybody go back to some of the stuff, the lighting and Dario Argento. There's a lot of filmmakers have taken from Mario Bava. Is one of the
I
kind of
know the
most
name.
influential.
What's his big movies? Well, what's his?
Well, Black Sabbath.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah.
You
Not
know what
seen
I
it, but
mean?
I know of it, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Bare Blood, which is on the Nasties list.
Ah, yeah, yeah. I've heard you
Um,
talk about.
Baron Blood's another one.
Uh,
Danger Diabolique, Planet of the Vampires, which
oh, you love that one.
influenced
That's the one that
Alien.
Alien was based on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You've told me
Um,
that factoid a few times.
so, you know what I mean? That's just a few. You know what I mean? Just so you could, he's just done so many great movies and I've enjoyed them all. He's done a
Yeah.
Hercules one with Christopher Lee playing the villain, an
Oh,
Italian one. You can find it, Hercules and the Haunted World. It's excellent. It's
right,
excellent.
right.
It was made in the 60s.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just superb stuff. So I've been a fan of his work since the 80s, not really. Obviously his son Lamberto Bava made Demons 2.
Oh, okay. All right.
Dinner with a Vampire, Blast Fighter, and yeah, again, so many more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Is he still going then? His son.
Yes, his son is. I met him last year at
Oh, right,
no,
did you
sorry,
interview him?
not last year, at Weird Worsted in I'm
Oh,
saying last year, in was it June? In June, met him there, got
right.
his autograph.
Oh,
Got him to
cool.
sign
Cool.
me Demons VHS and that.
Nice.
Like a big old
Oh, cool.
Sado with my VHS covers. Can you sign them, please, sir?
I'm sure you
Um,
wouldn't be on your own there.
no,
With
probably not. I was one of the only ones who brought VHS covers, though. Most folk were
Yeah.
posters
Yeah, I suppose it's not necessarily,
or
being
photos
into.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, maybe not
But
necessarily into VHS if you're into that stuff. It's kind of.
yeah. But anyways, that's us caught up to date. Um,
Yep.
Me and Waugh will be back in the near future with the added Paul, and Clive's going to pop back on as well from time to time once it gets settled. So
Yeah,
we'll
it's a
have
big
some
move.
filmmaking
Two
people,
directors.
two directors joining us from both spectrums.
We're gonna
Um,
have to get our fingers out and direct a film.
Direct a movie and that, you know what I mean? So yeah, Paul S. Mann, director of Shiver Me Timbers, is going to be joining us and picking the subject per Waff. I think he's a
Yeah.
fan of everything, but because me and him chatted about trauma and video nasties,
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean
you know what I mean?
that's this. We kind of we've had a little conflab about the thing. So we're gonna take turns at picking the what we do each week. So we all get a little go at kind of our own genre of whatever, and whatever it is. I'm
Yes,
sure we'll always find
that's
something
it.
that we want to talk about.
That's it. And obviously, we have. I'm putting these out every fortnight now just to give me a rest from constantly researching, editing, researching, editing.
Yeah,
Um, so these are
yeah,
going out
fair
once a
play.
fortnight at the moment, and there's still loads of the interviews to go out.
Yeah.
Um, so Primitive War's out next.
Ah, yes, yes,
So
which I enjoyed. I watched recently.
yeah, thoroughly enjoyable film. My favorite film of the year, just because of everything involved, was just right up my street.
In fact, the main guy in it, was in a film I watched yesterday, which I really enjoyed.
Glorious.
Glorious, that's it. Yeah, yeah. That was really good. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
It's mad,
yeah.
complete and
It
utter
is.
mad. And he's a great actor. He's been in some loads of great stuff, as well as, was
Yeah.
it Neighbours or Home and Away?
Oh, is he Australian? Oh, of course he will be. Primitive Wars
Yeah,
Australian,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. Ah,
Yeah, I'm sure it was in Neighbours or Home and Away to start off, that Ryan lad. And he's a
right.
great actor, and it's just a fun film, is Primitive War. But right,
Yeah.
let's get off and say goodbye. It's been
Cool.
goodbye from me,
And goodbye from me.
and we'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.
Laters.